Let's start with the basics of OCD. So, generally, the way OCD is depicted in popular media, it's generally defined by the overt behaviors that occur as a part of it. Hand washing, door checking, repeating behaviors a certain number of times in a ritualized manner, situating things in a just right fashion. We may think of monk or as good as it gets. And these are, in fact, manifestations of OCD. They're only actually a small part of that manifestation of OCD. It's part of this larger cycle. And that would fall into the compulsion category. So these overt behaviors would be compulsions, but it actually starts with the obsession. Usually, the obsession is triggered by something internal to the individual or external. So, it could be a feeling or sensation in the body. It could also involve seeing something in the environment or having an experience. Somebody might look at a countertop and notice a red dot. And this gives way to an obsession. An obsession is a thought, image, or urge that is experienced by the individual as upsetting, intrusive, and unwanted. It can take the form of a thought. When it does, it often has a what if associated with it. Like, what if that red spot on the countertop is blood and I have touched this surface and now have contaminated myself with a bloodborne illness? It could also look like an image. So, an image that pops into the mind that is upsetting or unwanted, or an urge, perhaps an urge to do things just right or to fix things in a just right manner. Oftentimes, these manifestations also come with a thought, a what if this urge continues in my mind perpetually? What if this urge never goes away? And all of these obsessions, no matter what form they take, lead to a sense of discomfort. Oftentimes, this is anxiety or doubt. Uncertainty plays a big role in OCD. Sometimes it's disgust, perhaps guilt in certain instances. We see that playing out. General distress. And ultimately, when people experience these obsessions and the associated discomfort, they engage in compulsive behaviors. As we were talking about previously, somebody might engage in excessive hand washing as a result of these fears of contamination that have popped up. And the trouble is that these behaviors do work sometimes. Sometimes somebody has that thought and the associated discomfort. They wash their hands and they feel better. Oftentimes, however, what we see is that the rituals or the compulsions require more and more of the individual over time. So perhaps initially washing the hands once was sufficient, but as time moves on, perhaps the hands need to be washed multiple times over minutes, sometimes into the 30-hour range, and in very ritualized ways. So somebody might find themselves cleaning under their nails or washing in a certain order, and maybe until it feels just right. So this can easily overtake an individual's life, these compulsions, in spite of the fact that sometimes they afford relief from the thoughts and the feelings. And because they do afford that relief occasionally through the process of intermittent reinforcement, the next time an obsession comes up, the associated discomfort comes up, then the individual is more likely to engage in a compulsive behavior. And thus, people find themselves stuck engaging in these compulsive behaviors ongoing, and it is incredibly limiting to an individual's life.